It's an interesting problem with multiple solutions. There's a trick to this. If you add these two together, and I'm not sure if there's some kind of formula for this, how to determine to add them together. But if you see that you add them together, you get 6W plus 9T equals 39, which is 3 times what they're asking for. So we take a third of that, and we get 2W plus 3T equals 13. And then 13 is our answer. You can't really plug the answers back in very well because it is, 2W plus 3T. Now you could solve them. 2W plus 4T equals 14. And there are various ways of solving systems of equations. If you don't know how to do that, you should work on that. Now, we can multiply the top one by -2. This is fairly basic linear combinations, which is still a reasonably difficult technique. Then we add them together, the w's will drop out. That's why we picked the -2. -3t equals -3. T would equal 1. Then we would go back and substitute 2w plus 4 times 1 equals 14. 2w equals 10, w equals 5. We actually need, okay, so we have 2w plus 3t, and we have 2 times 5 plus 3 times 1, which is 13. The problem can be done by substitution. That's a little bit of a trap also, because it's just a little bit difficult to do the substitution using these numbers and everything where you don't have a one coefficient. It's possible. Okay, so one way of doing the problem with substitution is we take a half of the first equation. We would get w plus 2t equals 7. W equals 7 minus 2t. This is obviously not the best way of doing it, but you would substitute into the other equation. We have 4 times 7 minus 2t plus 5t equals 25. And we have 28 minus 8t plus 5t. And the t's look like plus signs, which is another trap, equals 25. 3 equals 3t. T equals 1. You substitute back in, and you get w equals 5. And then your 2w plus 3t with 13 again. It's possible to graph this also. Again, you have w's and t's, so it can be a little confusing to make them x's and y's, and it might be difficult also because if you're graphing on the calculator, I think you have to solve for each of those variables, make one of them into y and then solve for it and then graph it and find the intersection point and then use that for your w and t and plug that into 2w plus 3t, which is also a time and complexity trap. It's not going to go over that, but it's not the ideal approach. So it's a pretty interesting problem. There's an easy solution, and there's some very difficult solutions. This is my book on the Math ACT. It's the only book that emphasizes the most difficult material. It's extremely comprehensive, covers anything you need. Study it thoroughly, you'll get a top score. Goes over a lot of trick solutions, different ways approaching problems.